Well, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. So this video is for you if you've done a programming in the past or you took a break for a long period of time. Could be 6 months, could be a year, but you decide to come back again. You want to learn more. You want to pick it up where you left off. Or you must be brand new into the programming world, so you don't know how to start, where to start from. So this video is for you. In this video tutorial, I'd like to talk to you about introduction to the web development. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to help you set up your environment. How do we do that? What do we need? How to install? What is your first line of code would be, right? Let's talk about those. So web development, just imagine a website, right? Go to Amazon.com, Facebook.com, Instagram.com, and so on and so on. So there are a lot of websites. They start with in a browser, you put your address, URL, right? www.something.com, basically, right? So, and then what you do, and then request to the browser, take your domain name and send it to a DNS or cloud, where it looks up the IP address of the web host where all the files are stored. And then that file actually is going to be the file that we're going to be writing. So like we call this HTML. So HTML is the markup language for the web. It's like a wire, like a frame, like a structure of the website. And then we're going to add style sheet. It's called CSS. Basically, you know, designs and styles the HTML. HTML by itself is kind of ugly. And when CSS comes in, it basically makes it very beautiful. And then we're going to add JavaScript. JavaScript is a web programming language. It makes the website dynamic. So, all right, let's go ahead, start it. What do we need? All right, first thing we need is a web server. We're gonna have to install the web server. So my favorite web server is it's kind of a package, like a LAMP stack package, right? So XAMPP, XAMPP. So it's a free and open source cross-platform web server solution. It's like a stack package, supported by Apache, MySQL, MariaDB, or MySQL, right? So you can use both of them. So you can use the Perl, you can use the Python, either one. So let's go ahead and install that. So I'm gonna, since I have that already, so I don't need to install, go ahead and install the Apache. Okay. So once you go through installation process, then you'll have some type of virtual host. So to install the virtual host, if you're using the MacBook, so let me open up my terminal, right? So let's go with host. This is my shortcut, actually, alias that I created with my terminal. Okay. So now you have this list of all the virtual hosts, right? So I'm gonna get out of here, and then now let's try this vhost. Now it's a virtual host. I got a lot of them. You can tell, right? So a lot of them. So you should have one of them. Actually, you can install one of them, so that's no problem. So, and then make sure that don't forget to restart your web server, which is XAMPP. Let me go back to the browser now. So next thing you're gonna need is, now you have the web server installed, so you need the code editor. So there are a couple ways you can download code editors, right? So one is you go to the Google and search the PHPStorm. PHPStorm is kind of a very comfortable, like kind of whole package code editor for the beginners. So if you are a beginner, and then PHPStorm is good, but the downside is there is a monthly cost, like a subscription you have to pay for after 30 days. So that means $9.99 or something like that every month you're gonna have to pay. So it's kind of good and bad. But if you decide, hey, you know what, I don't want to spend that much money, then you can use the Visual Studio. Visual Studio is open source, integrated development environment by Microsoft. Okay, so it comes with the whole package of you know, like a themes, plugins, a bunch of stuff. Okay, so it's up to you. Now imagine now you have everything ready for you. So then all you got to do now, I'm gonna open my Visual Studio. Okay, so first thing you're gonna do is try to use open source website. It's called I'm gonna go back to my my browser. Sorry about that. All right, so let's start with the W3 Schools. Okay, this platform online educational portal gives you pretty much everything. It's like a one-on-one courses, right? So starting with the HTML, we talked about this. So let me grab my my pen. All right, let's talk about this now. So HTML, right, is a structure of the website. You're gonna start with HTML, and after you learn HTML, then you're gonna have to add the CSS for styling sheet, and then next thing you know, you have to add the JavaScript. So these three technologies that you have to know in order to understand the front end. You need to build front end presentation. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So after JavaScript, you may want to add some type of a framework, JavaScript framework. Start with the jQuery. So we have the jQuery. So let me open up the jQuery here. So if you scroll to the right, you should see jQuery as well. Right here, jQuery. Okay. For the front end, don't forget to add the Bootstrap. That's a library for CSS. And then for the back end, I'll leave up to you. That's your choice. You can use the Perl, you can use the PHP. If you want to do the Python, then you have to do the Django if you want to do the Python, right? If you want to do the PHP, then you have to pick Laravel, obviously. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So once you open it up, then you can start with HTML. So if you don't open up the HTML now, HTML tutorial, it's very simple. Start from home, introduction. It tells you everything step by step. So why don't you start with that kind of warm-up exercise, right? Understand what the HTML is. HTML is a standard markup language for creating web pages, blah, 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 blah. Stands for HTML, right? Is HTML programming language? The answer is no, it's not a programming language. Okay. So if somebody asks you like, hey, you're learning programming, is it HTML programming language? If you say yes, then that's a big mistake. Is CSS programming language? The answer is no. CSS is also not programming language. That's just like HTML, okay? Is JavaScript is programming language? Is JavaScript programming language? Answer is yes. The JavaScript is a programming language. We'll talk about what makes programming language in our next videos, okay? But for now, everything else is outside the scope of the video. So I wanted to show you guys to kind of kick off, basically start your learning process. Start with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you need a XAMPP for web server, and you need one of your favorite, I guess, code editors. So it's up to you which one you want to choose. So I suggested Visual Studio. Okay, that's pretty much it. I'm going to make the videos shorter, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe and follow my channel, and also have an Instagram at myitedu. I'll put that in the job description, somewhere in the video description. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much.